All gone wrong for Blackburn Rovers as it's 5 games without a goal and only 1 win in 14. Surely Mowbray has to go. We'll take a little look. Next. That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview. This time looking back at Blackburn Rovers' latest match out in the Championship. Is it Mowbray's last? We'll take a little look in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're doing, and smash your subscribe button. Bang up all things Blackburn Rovers related, Star Wars related, whoa, football related. We're going to do here, boys and girls, under one roofski. That's right, boys. I'm at a wit's end. I'm at a wit's end. I can't even bear to put on the blue and white shirt today. So it's in the naughty step. We put the Rovers on the naughty step. Because I'm sick to the back teeth of what I'm watching. I didn't ever think I'd get this far with Mowbray. I thought, you know what, he would walk away with a bit of dignity, and of course we'll go and bounce again, of course kicking on forward to the end of the season. But no, it's getting to a point now where every game is just another step closer towards the drop. We'll take a look at it, and of course a big second, a big shout out to the VIP Band Brothers. I'm talking about the Patreons. That's right, supporting the channel behind the scenes. Thank you for your continued support. But anyway, let's take a look at the match itself. Here it is in all its glory, of course. 2-0 loss to Bournemouth. That's right. The Cherries, they popped us, of course, with a 2-0 win for them. Philip Billing on the 29th minute with a bit of a scrappy goal, but of course, they deserved it. They deserved the lead, and they deserved the 3 points at the end of it. Of course, Arnott Danjuma, aka Groenfeld, put the 3 points to bed with, of course, the second goal in the 75th minute with a better goal, clinical strike. To be fair, they could have had more, and they should have had more with only their 6 shots on the day. 2 of those are on target, and of course, both of them went in the back of the net. As for Rovers, we had 10 shots today. 4 on target, a missed penalty and a missed wide open goal. It all went wrong. And of course, it could be all going wrong for Mowbray. It should be, because where's the inspiration? Where's the heartbeat? To me, the heartbeat was, of course, left at home. That's Lewis Travis, of course, academy born and bred through the ranks, of course, been there at the youth level, of course, given the honour to represent Rovers on numerous occasions, of course, and of course, a key inspiration to the team. But he's nowhere to be seen, of course. So yeah, we're lacking the desire, we're lacking the heartbeat. Even players that, of course, supposedly scream blue and white are left on the, of course, the sidelines with, of course, Elliot Bennett, team captain. Of course, he could be there to roar on the boys, roar on the lads, show us a bit of fight, but guess what? He's nowhere to be seen, given a cameo for the last 10 minutes or so of the match. As you can see, 2-0 win in the end for Bournemouth. We had all the gear, no idea, once again, 58%, of course, possession, but guess what? It's backwards pedestrian possession. It's not 58 possession, high tempo possession, where, of course, we're pressing Bournemouth constantly and going forward. No, it's all about keeping the ball in our own half, in our own third, and of course doing absolutely nothing with it. It's hurting me. It's hurting me every single match day when I come home, or I come and watch the Rovers, thinking that's going to be something to get excited about. I've got all this gear ready. I'm ready to get excited, but I can't get excited because there's nothing to get excited about. The goals have dried up. Of course, 5 games without a goal. It's absolutely criminal the way that we've been playing these days. And of course, something needs to be changed. It should have been changed a long time ago. And in fairness, Mowbray should have been fired twice by now. It should have been fired prior to the Millwall, and of course, he should be fired now. Goodness gracious me, he's had too many times to try and fix it, but he hasn't done anything about it. There's no belief. There's no, you know, when you look at your manager, when you look at your guy who's pulling the strings, who's making the decisions, you have to believe in what he's saying. You have to think, or fear him, or fear what he's going to say. But no one's fearing, of course, Tony Mowbray. He's too Mr. Nice Guy. And to be fair, I think it's ran its course too long. Let's take a look at those illustrious starting 11s for this match and give you my match ratings. I'm going to be brutal here. Of course, Kaminsky with, of course, starting the lineup. Douglas at left back. Leave him back at Leeds, mate. Lennon, Howard Bellis, of course, Nyambe make up the back 4. Rothwell, Johnson, and Tribal make up your 3-man midfield with Tyree Stolen, Armstrong, and Elliott up top. And as you can see, not great. Kaminsky with a 5, I was generous with you. Of course, Douglas with a 4, Lennon with a 5, of course, Harvey Bellis with a 5 as well. Nyambe with a 6, just because I like him and he needs to stay. Rothwell with a 4, Johnson with a 4, Tribal with a 4, and that's just being generous as well. Don with a 4, Armstrong with a 3, missed penalty, and Eddie with a 6. He was the only guy to show some desire, and that is absolute criminal. When you think a lot of these guys are owned by Rovers, when you look at Lenihan, of course, Nyambe, Rothwell, Johnson, of course, Dolan, Armstrong as well, they all all belong to Rovers. They should be playing for their employers, of course, playing for the fact they're pulling on the blue and white shirts. It should be an honour for you guys to play for Blackburn Rovers, but it doesn't feel that way. As for the loanees, you come in here to kind of show your parent club that you're decent, that you can still play at the top level. But guess what? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, Douglas. I'm not seeing it, Tribal. I'm not seeing it. Who else was it? Howard Bellis again. You know, and to be fair, I think Howard Bellis is he's not a scapegoat for me. He's fine. I think the majority of a lot of these guys here today, I think he did himself no discomfort. A couple of goals conceded, but the likes of the Douglas in the midfield, there's no desire, no passion. Everybody feels absolutely flat. And guess what? You go away at half time. You go to the changing rooms, and guess what? Do you get an earful from Mowbray? No, you don't. You probably get a little pat on the back. Don't worry, boys. Of course, you're playing great. The possession football is there, but it's not going in the right direction. It's absolutely criminal. Yeah, for me, for Elliot, did get himself a yellow card, but for showing some passion, showing some belief, showing some desire against these Bournemouth. Of course, showing that he does believe in the badge, believe in his opportunity here, and it's not just a window of opportunity for him to showcase his skills. He has taken it very, very well, of course, this season, but today he was the only one that stood out with a bit of passion. And even Adam Armstrong, of course, supposedly his goals have been the thing that's kept us moving. They've gone all quiet. It's tumbleweed up top at the moment for Blackburn Rovers. I don't know where our next goal's coming from. It doesn't look like it's coming from him. He seems to be out the door already, and so do a lot of these other guys. Let's take a look at these other guys. Of course, Douglas will go back to Leeds. Lenihan, of course, probably one of the only guys that have got to deal with this. Of course, Howard Bellis will go. Nyambi probably on his way out as well. Rothwell's contract expires. So does Johnson. Tribal goes away as well. Elliott's leaving us. Of course, Armstrong probably out the door. And then you got Tyrese Stolen. So Tyrese and Darrell Lennon and maybe Kaminsky are the guys that will probably be here next season to pick up the reins. That's 8 of that starting 11. Goodness gracious me. What are we talking about? Absolutely joke. As for, of course, Bournemouth, they came in with this lineup. Berkovic between sticks. Of course, Kelly, Cook, Carter Vickers and Smudger. Then we have Lerman, Pearson, of course, Billing, Groenfeld, Burks and Solanke up top. There was, yeah, of course, they didn't really play that well, to be fair. Did they deserve it? Yes, 100% they deserve the victory. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but they didn't play that well. They probably got 25% out of Bournemouth today. They didn't show their free-flowing best. Which I don't know when we'll get to see their free-flowing best. Maybe they're bubbling and just about to kick up and a couple of notches as the playoffs get closer. They're doing everything right now, and that hurts me to say that, because I don't believe in the Woodgate, I don't believe in the Tisdale, and to be fair, they deserve a better manager than they've got. I have no disrespect for Bournemouth. I'd like to see them in the Premier League. I just think you should do with a better manager, and I think, you know, Eddie Howe was a major blow losing him, but you have not replaced him since. You could, and I believe you could still replace him right now, and I think you guys getting promoted with Woodgate in charge is not going to be the wisest move. I think you do need to try and find a better manager that will be able to not only get you promoted but also keep you in the Premier League. I think you guys deserve to be in there. You're a credible team, and a nice, a refreshing bit of change, of course, for the Premier League. Let's take a look at, of course, the heat maps. If you're a heat map man just like me, these are coming at you in a bit of a weird order, but we'll take a look at it. Of course, the Rovers, a lot of possession, as we always used to do, but it's negative. It's negative possession football. It's not positive possession football. It's not up here. It's not peppering them up here. It's peppering them back down here, passing it backwards and forwards and going sideways. It's Jason Lowe sort of style football, and it's starting to really piss me off. As for Bournemouth, again, sporadic with touches, but guess what? They have the ball in the back of the net twice. That's right, and they didn't really pepper us. To be fair, I think they were, you know, they were clinical, and they were clinical when we played them at the start of the season. They were clinical again today, and we were not clinical enough. These are, of course, the positions that they played in the 4-3-3 for Rovers, 4-2-3-1 for them, 57% possession for Rovers, 42.6 for them, 10 shots for us, 6 for them, of course. Pass success rate as well, good for Rovers. All this, all nice and rosy when you look at the statistics, but realistically, it's a bag of shite. It really is. It's frustrating. You know, I always wanted us to be, you know, have the possession-based team and play attractive football. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing the possession side, but I'm not seeing attractive. I'm seeing frustration levels. There is no desire. There's no urgency when we're losing a game 2-0 down. Instead of, I remember Moby's one of his sayings was, "I'd rather lose 6-0 than lose 1-0. I'd rather throw the kitchen sink at them than concede and be limp." Your substitutions, bringing on Bennett, Downing, and Buckley, were very, very limp-wristed, very, very sort of can't be arsed sort of stuff. There was no urgency imagine seeing those changes. Why don't you make it attacking? Why don't you bring some attacking now from the under-23s? I know your resources are stretched, but you should realise, oh shit, we haven't got much attacking now on the bench. We've got a couple of little meh players that are really that could hold the fort if we need to draw the game, or of course if we need to patch it up and hold on to a lead. But we are finding goals the problem. 5 games without a goal screams for me. Gus, get one of the free scoring lads from the under-23s up here. They are scoring with confidence. I know it's at a different sort of level, but guess what? That momentum, that belief, that sort of euphoria that they're carrying with the goal scoring mentality can transfer into this, of course, the main team. I think you should be exploring that, of course, for the next game for Cardiff. But will we? I don't know. Of course, the heat maps, well, not the heat maps, the shot grids and stuff like that. We had 592 touches to their 465. Of course, 425 passes to their 313, and of course, as you can see, where the shots for Rovers, just 4 on target from the 10, 2 of them on target, of course, and 2 of them in the back of the net. So yeah, there's not much to get excited about out of this. And what did Moby have to say after the match? Well, here he comes. Tony, what did you say? Give me the feedback. Tell me there's something to get excited about, because I'm finding it hard to get excited for the next shit show that'll be Rovers, which will be against Cardiff.
I thought we had spells in the game. I thought first half, I thought after the first few minutes where they started pretty quickly, I think we got a grip of the game, and I think we were generally the team in ascendancy first half. Seemed to have lots of half chances, shots from outside the box that got deflected and stuff. I think when you play against these teams, as we've found all season against the teams at the top 6, the teams who've come out of the Premier League, their quality at the top end of the pitch can hurt you in any given second in a game. And I think their first goal came out of nothing really. I think we'd been the team that would puffing and puffing, getting around their box, played some alright football without being scintillating, and then out of nothing, ball breaks and it's in the back of your net. In isolation, I would say. I didn't see it coming. It wasn't a goal that had been coming with pressure that sometimes happens. And I think very much the second half was pretty similar, really. We decided to go a bit more direct, put Sam on. I think it made the game a bit scruffier. Not a lot happened for long spells in that second half. You know, with their noses in front, they were just making sure they were really solid at the back. And the game just ran away, really, I suppose. They scored a second to a poor decision-making defensively, and despite the penalty and the late chance that they kicked off the line, we probably didn't deserve to win. Whether we did enough, I'm not sure. But I did think it was a tight game. But there you go, when you're at the bottom end of the table and the team at the top end of the table, that's the way these tight games go sometimes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the top teams in this division have got some individuality that can make the difference in games. They don't have to play particularly well. They don't have to be particularly fluent. And I don't think Bournemouth were today. I don't think I saw the rhythm when I watched Bournemouth play. Generally totally dominate games with their possession football and slow and play at the pace that suits them. I didn't see that today, but ultimately they got the result. And we have to just win. We have to win the next game. We have to win a football match. That's all. We've been saying that for a few weeks. Really, it's you can't go so long without winning games. You have to get points. But I don't get overly concerned to the point of where you don't want to transmit nervous tension to the football team. Just play the next game. Let's go and see how we get on in Cardiff, and then we've got, I don't know, Derby at home, and we've got games that we have to make sure we're right up for and go and compete. And with like we competed today, but we played against a team that was in the Premier League last year. With lots of very, very expensive and highly paid footballers, and you have to compete against them in this division, and I think we generally did. I think 2-0 is very harsh on the team, but there you go, we have to take it on the chin. I think there were spells in the first half we were pretty good, to be honest. I think footballers' confidence, it's their job. They have to go out there and play. You have to go and play with I thought we played pretty freely in the first half. I don't see a hindrance to it. I think no, to answer your question, I don't think I saw a shortage of confidence. I thought they played all right today against a good team.
What's the news on Joe Rothwell?
I don't know, felt something behind his knee. It's shouldn't be surprised to anybody. I don't think injuries at this stage of the season. let's wait to see. He'll have a scan. We'll see. I don't know as I stand here and talk to you after the game.
Meanwhile, what's been going on social media? Let's take a little look then, shall we? Of course, Lewis Hartley, forever vocal after the game these days. There was no fight in these players under this useless manager. Half the players are not good enough for the squad and are too overhyped. No passion. Only thing we have is we are constantly shit. Not fit to wear the shirt, not fit to manage our club. El Scotty said the players don't play for the badge. The staff are useless and nothing is being done about it. Talk of Ewood said, feels as if we are going through the motions for the last few games or so. How had the bad spell came out of it and not really looked bothered since. Such a disappointment with the squad we've got. Tom Greenwood 78 said this: Blackburn Rovers have not scored an open play goal in the last 420 minutes. Jacob Cook, of course, reporting after the match, teams below them continue to pick up points and Rovers are sleepwalking into relegation battle. Another disastrous afternoon. Chris Martin, of course, another vocal fella. 1 win in 14 games, 17 points out of possible 54. 4 wins in the whole of 2021. Whether you back the manager or not, you simply cannot defend this form. It's absolutely dreadful. Sean Slater, I'm fully expecting a club statement tomorrow. This run of form is absolutely shocking. We've got rid of far better managers who have had better records than this. Emma says, I've said it. I've never asked for Tony Mowbray to be sacked, but all I see is a team that is no longer playing for him. We've lost our fight. It's very sad to see. Something has to change here. Rovers. Mandy said this: I'm not even angry anymore. Don't feel anything when we can see. Find myself watching less and messing on my phone more while the game's going on. That said, will I carry on watching? Yes. Will I be back at Ewood as soon as we're allowed? Too right, I will. But unfortunately, hopefully, things will be different by then. Of course, Jordan Kingsley said this: enough is enough. 1 win in 14, 2 goals in 6, and free falling down the table. It's gone completely stale, and Mowbray will make immediate reference to our possession stat. Enough is enough. 1 win in 14, 2 goals in 6 games, and free falling down the table. It's gone completely stale, and Mowbray will make immediate reference to our possession stat being higher. There is absolute zero style. He has got no clue. Get rid of him tonight. Meanwhile, Adam Lodge said that's what happens when you play a team full of loans and players coming to the end of their contracts. Nobody cares, and that starts with owners to the board, to the manager, and that reflects on the pitch. Waggett and Mowbray need removing tonight. Adam Subzuki said this: we deserve better than this. As a fan who loves the club, I'm over being angry at the past 2 months. I'm just tired of the same old rubbish. When are the owners going to do what is best for this club and make a change before it's too late and we're back in League One? Tom Allen said has to go. Free falling without a sense of plan or scrap about us. Ewan aka Mac Love said time for Mowbray to put his hands up and walk away. That's, of course, what's been going on social media. If you want a real barrel of laughs, why don't you go check out the BRFCS.com forum and, of course, check out the Rovers fans over there. Meanwhile, out in the Championship, of course, this was done earlier in the day. Of course, a couple of games will be played tomorrow. But, yeah, teams down below us are scrapping. Of course, Middlesbrough got themselves a lifeline with a 1-1 draw against Watford. Reading did beat Derby, smashed them. Coventry, though, picking up a win against Bristol City. Of course, Millwall continue to defy the odds with a 2-1 win over Stoke. Barnsley back in winning ways, of course, with a 2-1 win over Luton. Of course, Forest, though, picking up a win against QPR. Preston, no big win over there over Swansea, of course. And Wickham, 3-0 winners over Rotherham. Of course, this is the table as it stood. Of course, with, Sheffield Wednesday beating Cardiff. We are now, if you look at it, 11 points clear of the drop zone. But the teams below us do have games in hand, so we've got to keep an eye on those as well. As for Bournemouth, up to 7th now, within a win of going 5th. It is very, very tight, though, between 3rd and 7th as well. Still a bit of a gap between Cardiff and the rest of the chasing pack. I think, realistically, you're looking at this for, of course, playoffs. As for the next round of matches, Rovers will be going to Cardiff in Wales, brother, of course, as they host us. Of course, Watford will host Reading, and, of course, a 6-pointer on Friday. Millwall against Swansea as well. That's the early kickoff on Saturday. Wickham take on Luton in a relegation, well, not relegation, 6-point. Of course, Derby against Norwich. Bristol City against Nottingham Forest, of course, turning of the tide there, perhaps. Preston against Brentford, of course. Birmingham against Stoke. Bournemouth against Coventry. Of course, Barnsley up against Middlesbrough. Huddersfield against Rotherham. And then we'll wrap it all up with QPR against Sheffield Wednesday. The time is now, Mowbray. The time is not now. It's actually weeks ago. But now is the time that you realistically got to look at the form book and think, you know what, we haven't scored in 5 goals or 5 games. And of course, it's been 1 win in 14. It's time. It is time that you stood down and thought, you know what, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm going to go while there's a little, just a smidgen left in the tank. And maybe I could go again next season with another club. You know, and just do yourself a favour and do us all a favour. And you know, I'll still love you. I still love you. I still think you're a cracking gent, and do thank you for what you did before. But guess what? If you drag us down into that all gets wiped out. That League One saviour, will get wiped out because you put us back in that shit zone once again. And there is still a chance that we could end up there if you don't pull the shit out. We're running out of time, running out of games. Can you save us? I don't know. I really don't know. And I don't want us to be here doing this shit season after season. I'm starting to lose my cool, and we don't want that to happen. Until then, I'm out.